Welcome back to Mehville Today. I'm Edmund.
And I'm Shane. On this broadcast, we'll be taking a look back at the recent robotics competition, a local restaurant with a creative menu, and another edition of Dude That's Crazy.
So stick around. Mehville Today starts now. Wilson takes an in-depth look at how one team is climbing its way to the top of the arena.
Their robot is called the Tomcat, and they are from Mehville High School, sponsored by the Boeing Company.
Back in January, when most people would be stressed for second semester to start again, for the Mehville Pi robotics team, it meant that their season had begun.
We build a robot. We're in the first robotics competition. We all come together, engineer different parts of the bot, work on it to build it and get it done before the timeline.
We work for 6 weeks. There's like a full 6-week work period actually, but we're putting in huge amounts of time during this week. Like we're meeting almost every day of the week, including on Saturdays too, and we're having long hours, but that includes, planning time, building time, and then actually finding out that everything's broken and refixing things and all that stuff.
Well, basically, I think I calculated the hours out, and we do like 20-hour weeks basically for 6 weeks, and then the last week is way more time.
It's not really bad until about week 5 or 6, whenever you realize how behind you are on everything and that you haven't done near as much as you planned on doing, especially if you get off your schedule. So you have to stay longer, go in extra days, do anything you need to do to get the robot done.
The first things that we were trying to figure out is like how we actually want to manage our people and manage our time to work effectively and complete the tasks. But I'd say that went pretty well this year. Besides that, we just had a lot of practical issues like every team has with their robot. Like maybe the claw was jammed, and this year we had issues with our scissor lift and our winch. And what didn't we have issues with? But it all worked out in the end so far. I think we're looking good.
Some people think it's easy, but it's actually extremely hard. Whenever I first joined, I thought, oh, this is going to be a breeze, but it's not at all.
Well, robotics is not easy. It doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter how smart you think you are. There's going to be some problems in robotics that you can't just face alone, and I guarantee you that anyone who tried to go in that competition completely alone without a whole team to back them up would not be able to compete.
With their hard work and determination, the Mehville robotics team would end up placing 23rd out of 49 teams with a record of 5-5 and would win the prestigious Judges Award. Reporting for Mehville Media, I am Wilson Trump.
We at Mehville Media would like to congratulate Mehville Pi for a very successful robotics season.
Next, Layla gives us a recap of the past couple of weeks with our first ever edition of Mehville Minute.
Their names are always on the announcements, but what does it really take to be successful at debate? Anita and Vildana take a look at the success of the Islas.
The Isla duo has made a lot of progress in their past debate years here at MHS.
Well, the Islas are very unique in the debate world. First of all, they're an all-female team. About 84 to 86% of public forum debaters in this country are male. And so they're an all-girl team. They've been to nationals already, and I think they have an amazing shot to get to nationals again this year.
So I joined Debate 3 years ago because I wanted a platform that allowed me to talk about things that were not necessarily talked about in school, like in classrooms. So I have been doing debate for 3 years now, and I'm one of the captains on the debate team. Within those 3 years, I've competed in 2 different events. One was Congress, and then one was Public Forum Debate. With that, we were able to receive like 2 full ride scholarships. So being in debate allows us to not only just talk about things that are important outside of the classroom, but also get money for future education.
We decided to take a look into what debate is really about in the future of the debate team.
You could take somebody at the beginning of the year that seems kind of shy and quiet, and then they come out of their shell and they end up winning trophies and doing such a great job, and I love that. And I think that's the greatest part about coaching speech and debate.
I think debate deserves more recognition from students, but also the administration, because we put in so much effort and we have gotten so far. Our team as a whole has qualified to nationals multiple times, and we're trying to qualify once again this year.
I think the Islas have a very bright future. I could see them being business leaders or civil rights lawyers someday. It's just amazing how much speech and debate education can help develop your public speaking skills, your debating skills, your ability to communicate effectively with others, all of these things.
With photographer Anita Elagic, this is Valdana Torek signing off for Mehville Today.
If you're missing Mehville a little bit more on the weekend, stop by this recently remodeled South County restaurant. Chris, Haley, and Grace give us a taste.
The Cafe Telegraph building has had its roots in St. Louis for over 50 years, but has been transformed into what it is today for 5 years and counting. We sat down with William Selinsky, the co-owner of Cafe Telegraph, as he told us about the history and some insight on the well-known restaurant.
We bought it 7 years ago. It took us almost 30 months to remodel it.
We learned that many of the items around the restaurant are more than just decorations.
Most of the stuff has been donated. A lot of the reclaimed wood from Lake Tishomingo. There was a tornado about 6 years ago down at Lake Tishomingo in Hillsborough. A lot of the diamond-shaped windows are from the old St. Louis Arena, where the Blues used to play. They used to call it the Barnyard.
Other aspects of Cafe Telegraph include a jukebox, a bar, and an outdoor patio. Cafe Telegraph also dedicates a large part of their menu to tying the names of items to names of schools and churches around the community.
Where did you go to high school? Where did you go to grade school? So we use that as a marketing ploy, 100% to get people talking about the menu. They want to be on the menu.
We tried the St. Andrew's pulled pork, a bestseller, the Mehville meatball, and the Queen of All Saints Polo Alfredo. With Chris Seabum and Grace Robertson, this is Haley Amelko from Mehville Today.
Everyone loves a good laugh. Here's Mehville's take on dad jokes.
Okay.
Why can't you hear a pterodactyl use the bathroom?
I have no idea.
Because the P is silent. What do you call a man with no body and no nose?
I have no idea.
Nobody does.
Do you know the French fries weren't actually cooked in France?
No, I did not know that.
Yeah, they were cooked in Greece.
Do you know Beethoven's favorite fruit?
Pineapple.
Banana.
What type of shorts do clouds wear?
Shorts?
Nope, underwear.
Did you get a haircut?
No.
You must have got the mall cut.
Did you hear about the bakery that burned down? No, it's toast.
What's a bear with no teeth called?
A gummy bear.
Why shouldn't you write with a dull pencil?
It's pointless.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Who?
Who?
You sound like an owl. My mom didn't like my report card. I said, okay. She said, I want more A's. I said, okay.
Sound like my kids.
Stretch. Hold on, I gotta stretch. We'll be good.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Knock, knock.
Who's that?
I heard.
I heard who?
I heard you were home. It's blue and not heavy at all.
What?
Light blue.
Not funny?
What did the horse say when it fell down?
Help. I can't get up.
What's the difference between a piano, tuna, and glue?
What?
You can tune a piano, but you can't piano on a tuna.
What do you call an overweight psychic?
What?
A fortune teller.
I didn't get it.
No?
What do you call a doorbell that gets all ups at Hogwarts?
What?
A Dumbledore. What is red and bad for your teeth?
What?
Brick. What did the fish say when it ran into a wall? Damn.
That's so dumb.
This has been Mehville's edition of Dad Jokes by Dustin and Kaylee from Mehville Today.
In this next story, one PE teacher and coach shares her final thoughts about her retirement. Chris and Trey have the story.
Probably the kids, because I have pretty good rapport with a lot of the kids around here, and I see them out, about in the community, and they all come up and they talk to me, and probably that would be the most.
One of the most beloved teachers at Mehville is retiring after this school year, but her decision to retire is much deeper than you might think.
First or second year when I was teaching swimming, I had a boy in my class, his name was Taran. He's a little skinny guy, and he's deathly afraid of the water. I mean, deathly afraid of it. By the time the semester was over, he was diving off the diving board in the deep end. So, that made me feel good. And then he came up to me at the end of the school, of the class, and said, "Hey, Coach, thanks for helping me swim." My volleyball team from 99, 2000, somewhere around there, it would have been later than that. But anyway, we were 32-2. Lost the first game of the season, the last game of the season. That was really exciting.
Colin, Coach Hurt's son, is a senior and will be graduating this spring. When Colin was younger, his mom made him a promise that she has kept throughout the years.
I had made a promise to Colin when he was in grade school that when he graduated from high school that I would retire.
I was really little. We were in like second or third grade that she was going to wait until I graduated to retire. So it's really cool to see promises because I know she had a few minor bumps in the road along the way, and that almost didn't happen, but I'm glad it did get to happen. She's just kind of always been there, always been around. I mean, it's got some benefits, getting into some of the home games free just because she works in the district.
I gave it my all. That's all I can say.
We all wish Coach Hurt a happy retirement.
Last but not least, it's time for the latest edition of Dude, That's Crazy.
Welcome to Dude That's Crazy's March Madness 3-point contest. The contestants will have 2 minutes to shoot 15 shots from 5 different locations. The first match will be Coach Geatley versus Lauren Seiler. At the end of the first round, here are the results. Next up is Alex Grazza and Mr. Hoja. Mr. Hoja and Alex Grazza. The tiebreaker will be 1 shot from each spot. Whoever makes the most moves on. Alex Grazia takes the tiebreaker to move on to the semifinals. Mr. Geatley, having the sportsmanship he has, gave up his spot in the second round to Max Hayes. Max now has a second chance. The finals are set between Alex Grazia and Ben Hayes. And your winner is?
I have to apologize.
Tastes like gold. Congratulations, Ben, on your victory.
Thanks for watching Mehville Today.
And check us out at mehvillemedia.com and follow us at Mehville Media on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter.
Have a great spring break.